the whole idea or the whole motif of the wilderness, you find it all the way from the Old Testament to the New Testament. Now, in both the Hebrew and Greek translations, wilderness is primarily a desert. It's a place of ruins, or a place of desolation or abandonment. In the Gospel of Luke, the term figured prominently in Luke with reference, for example, to John the Baptist and even, Jesus Christ. Remember Jesus Christ being led into the wilderness. Now, while primarily describing a geographical place, understand this, that it is also many times in Scripture used metaphorically, all right, or as a figure, or symbolically, to also suggest something beyond just a geographical location or just a geographical place. So in the Scriptures, you can infer many times when you look at the wilderness that some of the experiences, some of the trials and tribulations that you and I go through. But one of the things that you do know also, a wilderness being a desert is a place that does not support life in any way. In fact, a wilderness is specifically designed to kill or to actually snuff life out of anything that is living. Because in a real wilderness, I'm not talking about a semi-desert. In Kenya, we probably don't have a proper desert. We probably have mainly semi-deserts. But a wilderness, a real desert is a place that does not have water, or occasionally you will find an oasis. You will hardly find any animals or any green plants growing out in the wilderness. It is impossible for you in your own strength to survive a wilderness. It is a place that is designed to kill anything that is living. A wilderness does not support, neither does it sustain life. And by the way, that is geographically speaking, but also in some of the experiences that we go through, when you go through, for example, a wilderness experience in your own life, or maybe spiritually speaking, one thing I can assure you is that experience, it is designed to kill. It is designed to steal the very life out of you. And that is why I'm saying don't die in the wilderness. Because for us, especially as God's people, as God's covenant people, death in the wilderness is a choice. Did you hear what I just said? Even though the desert is supposed to be designed to kill me, but for me to die in the wilderness is actually a choice. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you in just a short while. So the wilderness, spiritually speaking or experientially speaking, is a place of testing and trials. Is a place that you will go through a season of weariness and sometimes woundedness. You will be wounded. You will be afflicted. No wonder the psalmist said, I was glad that I was afflicted. It is a place that you will go through some form of rejection, isolation. You'll be separated. It is a place many times of limited resources. Maybe you're somebody who was used maybe to being able to take care of yourself, but then suddenly the brook seems to have dried out and there's limited resources in your life. It's a place of complete discomfort and uneasiness. It's a place many times of despair and helplessness, a place where you feel a sense of helplessness and hopelessness. Ultimately, the wilderness is a place of death. Did you know that there will be seasons that you will go through where some things will die? Some relationships will die. Now, you need to talk to me this morning. I feel like I'm talking to myself, but it's okay. Let me preach to myself, and you have the privilege of listening to me. But in the wilderness, some things will die. Some relationships, sometimes you try to keep certain relationships alive, but God meant them to die. In the wilderness, sometimes some attitudes will die. In the wilderness, by the way, did you know it is possible for some dreams and some hopes to actually die? Or some things that you held on to, or some things that you thought were so important to you, sometimes they will come to an end. Sometimes the brook will run dry.